It was a typical winter morning in Bangalore, India. The date was February 14th, 1990. Indian Airlines Flight 605, an Airbus A320, was preparing for a short hop to Madras, now Chennai. The flight was full, carrying 146 souls eager to reach their destination. The sun glinted off the aircraft's white fuselage as it taxied towards the runway. Captain Gracie Singh, a seasoned pilot, was at the helm. She had thousands of flight hours under her belt. This was just another routine flight, or so it seemed. As the Airbus A320 hurtled down the runway, anticipation turned to terror. Something was wrong. The plane struggled to gain altitude. It clipped trees at the edge of the airport perimeter. The sickening sound of metal scraping against wood filled the cabin. Panic erupted as passengers realized the gravity of the situation. Their routine flight had turned into a nightmare. The plane, now badly damaged, careened towards a golf course adjacent to the airport. It slammed into the ground with a deafening roar, breaking apart on impact. A plume of black smoke billowed into the sky, marking the site of the tragedy. The crash of Indian Airlines Flight 605 sent shockwaves through India and the aviation world. It was a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of flight and the importance of aviation safety. The Airbus A320, a technological marvel of its time, was equipped with advanced fly-by-wire controls. This system, designed to assist pilots, relied heavily on computers to interpret and execute commands. However, this sophistication also introduced a potential for confusion, especially during critical phases of flight. Moments after lifting off from the runway, the aircraft's Ground Proximity Warning System, or GPWS, blared to life. Terrain, the automated voice warned, indicating the plane was dangerously close to the ground. A cacophony of alarms filled the cockpit, adding to the urgency of the situation. Captain Singh and her co-pilot, unaware of their rapidly diminishing altitude, continued their ascent, but their efforts were in vain. The aircraft clipped the tops of trees, sending shudders through the cabin. The impact sheared off a portion of the right wing, crippling the plane's ability to stay airborne. It was a brief moment of terror, a split second when hope turned to despair. The plane, now uncontrollable, plunged towards the ground. It crashed onto the golf course, the impact shattering its fuselage and scattering debris over a wide area. In the aftermath of the crash, investigators from India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation, or DGCA, and Airbus meticulously combed through the wreckage. Their goal, to piece together the chain of events that led to the tragedy. The black boxes, the flight data recorder, and cockpit voice recorder were recovered, their contents providing crucial insights into the final moments of the flight. The investigation revealed a series of errors primarily attributed to the pilots that culminated in the crash. Captain Singh and her co-pilot, disoriented during the takeoff sequence, failed to recognize the gravity of the situation despite repeated warnings from the GPWS. They misidentified a sink rate warning, mistaking it for an indication of excessive climb. This critical error led them to continue their ascent when they should have focused on gaining altitude. Adding to the confusion, the pilots appeared to have misunderstood the aircraft's sophisticated fly-by-wire system. The system, designed to prevent certain maneuvers that could jeopardize the aircraft's stability, may have been misinterpreted by the pilots as a malfunction. This lack of familiarity with the nuances of the fly-by-wire system contributed to their delayed reactions and ultimately the fatal crash. The crash site was a scene of unimaginable devastation. The once gleaming Airbus A320 lay in ruins, its mangled remains a testament to the force of the impact. First responders, including firefighters, police and medical personnel, raced to the scene, their sirens wailing through the air. They were met with a chaotic landscape of twisted metal, burning jet fuel, and the heart-wrenching cries of survivors. Rescue workers frantically searched for survivors amidst the wreckage, their efforts hampered by the intensity of the fire and the sheer scale of the disaster. Time was of the essence, every second counting in the battle to save lives. Survivors, dazed and injured, stumbled out of the shattered fuselage, their clothes torn, their faces covered in soot. The injured were rushed to nearby hospitals where medical staff worked tirelessly to treat their wounds. The crash claimed the lives of 92 passengers and crew members, a grim reminder of the human cost of aviation accidents. In the wake of the tragedy, families mourned their loved ones, their grief palpable in the air. The nation stood united in sorrow, offering condolences and support to those affected by the disaster. Section 5, the inquiry's verdict, lessons from the wreckage. The official investigation conducted by the DGCA concluded that the crash of Indian Airlines Flight 605 was a result of pilot error. The report highlighted the pilot's failure to recognize and respond appropriately to the GPWS warnings and their misunderstanding of the fly-by-wire system. It also pointed to deficiencies in pilot training, particularly in the area of crew resource management, or CRM, which emphasizes effective communication and coordination within the cockpit. The investigation's findings sent shockwaves through the Indian aviation industry. It was a wake-up call, a stark reminder that even experienced pilots were not immune to making mistakes. The report's recommendations called for sweeping reforms in pilot training, with a particular focus on enhancing situational awareness, improving CRM skills, and ensuring a thorough understanding of advanced aircraft systems. The crash of Flight 605 served as a catalyst for change, prompting the DGCA to implement stricter safety regulations and oversight of airlines. The tragedy underscored the importance of a robust aviation safety culture, one that prioritized continuous improvement, rigorous training, and a relentless focus on mitigating human error. Section 6, a turning point reforms in pilot training. The crash of Indian Airlines Flight 605 marked a turning point in Indian aviation. It exposed critical vulnerabilities in pilot training and led to significant reforms within the industry. The DGCA, in response to the investigation's recommendations, implemented a series of measures aimed at enhancing pilot proficiency and promoting aviation safety. One of the key areas of focus was the improvement of CRM training. CRM emphasizes effective communication, teamwork, and decision-making within the cockpit. Pilots were now required to undergo more rigorous CRM training, using realistic simulations to practice handling emergencies and fostering a culture of open communication within the cockpit. Recognizing the importance of understanding advanced aircraft systems, the DGCA mandated comprehensive training programs for pilots transitioning to fly-by-wire aircraft. These programs focused on familiarizing pilots with the nuances of the fly-by-wire system, ensuring they could effectively monitor and control the aircraft's automated functions. The training also emphasized the importance of maintaining situational awareness even when relying on sophisticated automation. Section 7, a safer sky. The legacy of Flight 605. The legacy of Indian Airlines Flight 605 is etched in the annals of Indian aviation history. The tragedy, while a stark reminder of the fragility of life, also served as a catalyst for positive change within the industry. The reforms implemented in the wake of the crash, particularly in the area of pilot training, have significantly enhanced aviation safety in India. The emphasis on CRM training has fostered a culture of open communication and collaboration within cockpits. Pilots are now better equipped to handle emergencies, working together to make critical decisions under pressure. The focus on understanding advanced aircraft systems has reduced the likelihood of errors stemming from automation complacency, ensuring pilots remain active and engaged in the flight operation. The DGCA, spurred by the tragedy of Flight 605, has adopted a more proactive approach to aviation safety. The regulatory body has implemented stricter safety regulations, enhanced oversight of airlines, and invested in modern air traffic control infrastructure. These measures have contributed to a significant improvement in India's aviation safety record, making it one of the safest in the world. Section 8, remembering the victims a nation mourns. In the years since the crash, India has not forgotten the victims of Indian Airlines Flight 605. Their memory lives on, a solemn reminder of the human cost of aviation accidents. Memorials stand as testaments to their lives, places where families and loved ones can gather to pay their respects and find solace in shared grief. The crash also serves as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. Stories of heroism emerged from the wreckage, tales of passengers helping each other escape the burning fuselage, and first responders risking their lives to save others. These acts of courage and compassion shine a light on the best of humanity, even in the face of tragedy. The legacy of Flight 605 extends beyond the aviation industry. It has fostered a greater awareness of the importance of safety in all aspects of life. It has taught us that even in the pursuit of progress and innovation, we must never lose sight of the human element, the importance of training, vigilance, and a relentless focus on mitigating risks. Section 9. Looking ahead. The future of Indian aviation. The Indian aviation industry has come a long way since the crash of Flight 605. Today, India boasts one of the fastest-growing aviation markets in the world, with a burgeoning middle class eager to take to the skies. The country's airlines have embraced modern aircraft, invested in advanced technology, and prioritized safety as a core value. As India's aviation industry continues to expand, it faces new challenges. The increasing volume of air traffic requires robust air traffic control systems and well-trained personnel to ensure safe and efficient operations. The industry must also adapt to evolving technologies, such as unmanned aerial vehicles, and address emerging threats, such as cybersecurity risks. The lessons learned from the crash of Indian Airlines Flight 605 will continue to guide the Indian aviation industry into the future. The tragedy served as a wake-up call, a reminder that safety is an ongoing journey, not a destination. By embracing a culture of continuous improvement, investing in training and technology, and prioritizing the well-being of passengers and crew, India's aviation industry can continue its remarkable growth while maintaining an unwavering commitment to safety.